This improv story is based on an idea. A man gets lost in a trail run, let the story commence. A trail run? Trail run. Trail run. What is considered a trail run? Going for a run at the heart of nature. What do you mean? Best trail running trails in Glasgow. West Highland Way. Right, so basically, instead of going... Right, so this is like a... Right, run a park or run a kind of outdoorsy. Basically no running about in the city. On roads and all that, but right. Up wee hills and through trees and all that. Let the story commence. Craig went on one of the trail runs. He didn't know. Oh, Snafu's back. Too late. What's Snail Run's explanation? My missus barged into the toilet. Are you Snafu? Oh, that's a shame. Bad time to go to the toilet. Take that as a lesson, everybody. Snail run. Trail run. He looked up trail run. Somebody mentioned, you go jogging, didn't you? Aye, did you ever go on a trail run? He went, what's that? You don't know what a trail run? No, what is it? I can't believe it. What is it? It's when, you know how you jog through, like, I take it you jog through the city and on pavements and crossing roads and waiting at traffic lights and things like that. Yeah. Well, instead you maybe go to a kind of big park or out into the country. All right. Right. How do I get there? You probably have to drive. Oh, right, it's kind of bad for the environment. Well, cycle there. I'll cycle, I know. So, alright, so maybe like cycle to Loch Lomond and then put the bike somewhere and then go for a run. Yep. That's actually a good idea. Have I not thought of that before? So, he thought, I'll do that. So he got his jogging gear on his shorts and all the rest of it, and he cycled from Glasgow to Loch Lomond, which doesn't take long at all. And then he put his bike somewhere. He was looking about for a fence or a bike rail thing, something like that, fence, so he could lock his bike up in case it got stolen, which it probably wouldn't, but better safe than sorry. He found a tree about that, one of the ones just kind of thinner sort of tree, a bit like that, enough to get his D-lock around. So he put it through that. He thought if somebody was to steal this bike, they would have to basically lift this fucking right up, chop every one of these wee branches off and lift the bike right up. It's probably not going to happen. It could, but it probably isn't. Right. And then he thought, well, here we go. And he started jogging. And he thought, I should maybe take maybe look at the map in my phone and plan my route. He thought, enough of this. You're in nature. Just run. Stop looking at your phone all the time. Just go where the mood takes you. So he started running through the trees and off wee paths, and then ended up running through like, no paths, like it's all like I don't know, the sort of shite you have in the woods, stuff, dead leaves and all that kind of thing, all that. No trails, no trails. He was on a trail. There's a path. Good, there it goes. I thought, no, I don't want to go. I want to quite literally go off the beaten path. I want to run through nature. He started running and he thought, I'm actually quite in the middle of nowhere right now. He looked about and he thought, he couldn't see any sort of paths in the distance. He thought, I think I'm in the middle of nowhere. You know what I fancy then? Because he saw an American Werewolf in London, and there's a bit where the main character has a dream where he's running through like a forest naked. I want to take my clothes off and go running, and just to see what it feels like. So he took his clothes off, folded them up neatly, and he thought, keep your eyes peeled though. If you see anybody, you need to come right fucking back to your clothes, because you'll get done for this. So he started jogging about, and it felt fucking good. You're flapping about. It felt fucking good. Loaded with a call, by the way. I've got a headache and everything. I don't talk about it. Loaded with the colds, headache, eyes are sore. I don't talk about it. This is me, by the way. Back to the story. And he thought, but you've still got your trainers and your socks on. So he took his trainers and socks off. He thought, but I might get my feet cut on the twigs and things. He thought, how the fuck do you think our ancestors coped? He thought they probably made shoes of some kind, and their feet were probably thicker. He thought, take them off. So he took them off, and he started running through the woods completely naked. And it was good. It was a bit sore, but you got used to it. Just then, he heard some wee guys. He didn't know if it was a family. He wasn't quite sure, but he heard wee guys. And he went, fuck. So he hid, hoping these wee guys would sort of like go by, but they were coming straight in his direction. He hid in a like kind of hedge sort of thing, bush. And they went to walk by, right, and they're about like 14, 15 or something like that, wee bastards. And one of them just sort of stopped next to the bush and turned around and looked straight towards the bush and said, I need a pish. And the other one went, oh good, I need a shite. So one got ready to pish, the other one came into the bush and started doing a shite. And he was hiding like that. They saw him right away. They went, there's a fucking guy in here. What? There's a guy, there's a body. Like initially they thought it was a dead body because he's fucking naked. I mean, what? And one of them had actually kind of farted out their shite. It was like kind of, so before he even saw him, so he had a bit of shite splattered on his face. And then the wee guy pulled up his fucking trousers and pants. Another one who was doing a pish had pished on him a bit. And he just made a run for it. And they're like, he's a pervert. And he started chasing him. And he managed to run away pretty fast because he's a faster and longer runner. So he was running for quite a bit. He went to get his trainers. His trainers were sort of, he would have got caught if he went for the trainers. He kept running. He tried to find his clothes. He got lost. He climbed up a tree. And then about 6 foot up, about 2 meters up, he changed his mind because he was scraping his gonads against the bark of the tree because he was like climbing up. And the bark of the tree was catching on his gonads. His testicles, scrotum. So he had to come back down, and he kept on running. And then he recognised a bit for where he started off. He thought, my bike and he went to get his bike, and his bike had been stolen. He looked at the tree, because it's just a narrow tree. He looked up, and it had been snapped. The whole thing was kind of bent a bit and then snapped. So he thought it's maybe these three wee guys had climbed up, put all their weight on it to bend it air. It snapped, and then they'd lifted the whole bike with the D-lock right up air it. Like that. But he couldn't find his bike. He thought they wouldn't have got past the D-lock then. He thought, oh shit, my fucking keys are in my pocket. There he is! It was the wee guys. And they chased him onto the road. And it's that kind of dual carriageway, motorway looking thing. And he jumped in front of the motors like that. And the three wee guys were chasing him. And what would you do? Now you're driving and you're seeing these three wee guys about, let's say, fucking 15, trackies on, joggies on, hoodies on, hoodies, hoodies, caps, bad boys, caps, bad boys, casual clothing. No suits, no ties. And then there, naked guy with shite at his face or something going like that. It's possible they've dragged some guy out a motor, told him to strip because they're going to kill him and bury him, and then he's managed to escape. But in the heat of the moment, you just go, fuck it, go aim for the naked guy. So motor after motor just kept fucking piling into him. One motor hit him, kept on going. Next motor tried to get him. So by the end of it, I was minced. The wee guys just took a seat and just watched. And they got out popcorn. They had actually brought literal popcorn for their journey, for a snack. And they actually sat watching it. And if you want to know what he ended up looking like, he looked like something along the lines of that there. Burger patty. Right there. With the tyre marks. Yeah. Closer to that, mind you. Closer to that there. And the wee guys, when the motors kind of died down a bit, the wee guys went out onto the road, scooped him up, and took him to a wee fire that they made. And cooked him into burgers. Ate him. Everything was all mixed in. Bone, eyeballs, arsehole. Because remember, that is what burgers are made of. And it actually makes it better. They tried taking out arseholes and eyeballs for sausages and burgers, but everybody started complaining. Everybody started saying something, they've changed their burgers, whether it's Burger King, McDonald's, or something you get in Iceland or farm foods. Iceland. Anytime they took the eyeballs out and the arseholes out, sphincters out, everybody would go, I'm not going to get them anymore, there's something missing. So they always kept them in. They had to lie though. Sometimes you get consumer programs going like that. Do you put this in your burgers? And I had to just lie, go, no. Because like, people want hidden for the truth. Just lie to them for their own sake. They won't like it. So these were very flavoursome, full burgers. And then the wee guys went, I think we've got enough energy in us now. Let's cycle home. And they took his bike. And there was the D-lock. They still couldn't get it unlocked. They thought his clays will be somewhere. They managed to find his clays. One of the wee guys took off their clays and wore his clays for a laugh. And they unlocked the D-lock and they cycled all the way back to Glasgow. One cycling, one sitting on the back seat behind them, getting a backie, and one getting the fronty, which is sitting on the handlebars. Absolute wee bastards. And the wife and the wains of this guy were devastated. And they tried to find out who had murdered this family man. And the wee bastards, they couldn't find it out. They had a kind of inquest sort of inquiry thing. And these three wee bastards turned up acting like they were just like, people who, you know how you're permitted into the gallery of a courtroom. You know, you're permitted to come in and just watch. You're permitted. They came in and they ate burgers. They brought Big Macs in with them. And they were giggling. But nobody knew why they were doing it. They were giggling away. Absolute wee bastards. But here's the twist. See Craig? He was a dick. A fucking dickhead. The end. He was a dick. Don't worry about it. He was a dick. I'm not saying being a dick means, oh, you deserve the fucking death penalty, you deserve to get fucking turned to mincemeat, but it does take some of the grief off it. And that's the true story. How do I know? I was the first person to knock him down. I knocked him down and then I went round the corner to watch. Because I was going to come back, and then phone the police and go, I'm sorry I've knocked this guy down, I didn't mean it. Oh, going to arrest me and put me in fucking jail, please. I don't know what I was thinking. But I thought I'll wait a bit and just see how it goes. And I noticed other people hitting them. I thought, oh good, they'll get the blame. So I watched the whole thing and I followed the wee guys to see if they were going to grass me in. Because I was going to do them in. They were going to get done in. I was going to run them down. But, so I watched the whole lot and I watched the burger thing. I was in court at the time. But I was behind on with a newspaper like that. Like that. So I got the burger reference. Nobody else did.